Welcome parents to the breakout session on getting along in middle school, where we're going to talk about the transition to life in middle school. First of all, we want you to just take a breath and breathe and relax and know that it's our goal for you and your student to enjoy their 3 years here with us. Let's start with talking about tips for easing procedural concerns at CMS. You're already off to a great start because you're watching this PowerPoint presentation, getting to know the ins and outs of life in middle school. We'd also suggest that you familiarize yourself with the CMS website. We have lots of valuable information and resources listed there. We encourage you to watch for Remind 101 messages that will come from the school and from your child's teachers. Every parent should be able to access their child's parent portal. Visit it regularly. You can see your students' grades and tell how they're doing in all their classes. How your child is doing in class should never be a surprise to you because you have parent portal at your fingertips. Also, do not hesitate to call or email the CMS staff members with any questions or concerns. Let's look next at tips for easing academic concerns for your student. Help your child with time management skills. Middle school is a time where the academic classes become more rigorous, and they're also adding in after school activities, and so their schedule gets crazy sometimes. So work with your student on a schedule for studying and getting their homework done that allows them to also do the activities that they have joined and want to be a part of, but also make schoolwork a priority. We encourage you to encourage your student to work independently and offer them the support that they need to foster confidence, but we want them to be independent students. Help your child become his or her own advocate. When they have questions in class or a problem at school, encourage them to go to the right people to talk to find a solution for the problems, and avoid overreacting to grades. Middle school is demanding, and we want kids to adjust well, and parents helping them with this adjustment early on is key to the success of your student. Again, we'd like to encourage independence and responsibility with middle school students. It's our job to get them ready for high school. So we need your help with that. We have a common goal as parents, and that's to make self-sufficient students, which means encouraging students to make good decisions which help them take care of their own business. For example, coming to school each day prepared with all they need for the day so that parents aren't in and out weekly dropping off things that they left at home. And a lot of that is just preparing the night before. Have your student think through what they're going to need for the next day and have that laid out the night before so that everything is right there ready for them to grab when they leave for school. Mornings can be super hectic. We want to encourage them not to use excuses anymore that are like, my mom didn't do so-and-so, or my teacher forgot to. We want them to be independent and empower them to be in charge of their day. There's some common social issues that'll pop up in middle school that may be a little bit different from elementary school. One major difference is friend groups may begin to change, and we want you to encourage your child to choose friends carefully. In elementary school, lots of times who your child hangs out with or socializes with is more of a result of parents scheduling play dates and asking friends over. And in middle school, friends may start to go into different groups, but talk to your child about what qualities make a good friend and encourage your student or your child to develop friendships with people who have the similar interests as they do. Talk to your child about refraining from gossip and staying out of drama. In middle school, kids often have frenemies, meaning this is a person who is sometimes really great friends with your child and then other days just turns on a dime and seems to be against your child, and that can be very stressful. So we encourage students, if they're dealing with a situation like that, to maybe move towards different friends. Some tips for parents as you enter the middle school life. We'd like to encourage you to build your child's self-esteem. Tell them that you love them and that you're proud of them. Students are not going to always be successful the first time they try something, and they need to know that life is about challenges, and we want to help them feel better, but urge them to keep trying and work through things and eventually lead to success. Talk to your child every day. Listen to the concerns that they have. Again, a lot of their social life has to do with friends, and so talk to them about what qualities they're looking for in a friend and make sure that they're looking for qualities that are important, such as being trustworthy and kind and making good decisions. We encourage you to get to know the friends of your children and also to get to know the parents of your child's friend if you're going to let your child go to that friend's house or go outside of school with that friend. Some social tips for students. If you'd like to share these with your student, choose your friends carefully. Don't gossip. Our mouths can be our absolute worst enemies. We encourage our students to minimize their online presence. We know that students who engage in social media for lots of time lots amounts of time during the day often find themselves in a good bit of drama. And so minimizing your online presence can help with some of that. Teach your child to shrug it off, to not make big deals out of trivial things, and help your child distinguish between when something should be followed up on and when something should just be forgotten and ignored. We also encourage kids to keep things that they want to keep private to themselves. That if they just tell one person, when it's a middle school student, more than likely that is going to be told. And so we often tell our kids, don't tell another student anything that you don't want to be on the front of the Calhoun Times, because it can very well end up being told to lots of people. Also, we'd like to encourage kids to be honest, because drama often starts with a lie. Another hot topic in middle school is bullying. We've already done an advisement lesson with all of our students in the middle school about what bullying is and how to respond to it and how to get help when you need it. But we also need your help in helping your children determine when it's a conflict or when it really is bullying. And conflict among middle school students, even the best of friends, is very common. Bullying is different. Bullying meets 3 specific criteria. We use the rest in peace or RIP model. To qualify as bullying, it must be repetitive, meaning it's happened more than one time, that it's intentional, happening on purpose, and that it's power-based. There's an imbalance of power somehow, whether it's more students against a smaller number of students, whether it's someone who's more athletic or more popular, but there's an imbalance of power in some way. The strategies we talk to our students about using when they find themselves in a situation like this is to first try ignoring the person or walking away. We'd also like to empower our students to be able to say, leave me alone, or with another student present, say, leave me alone. If this does not work, we want them to tell an adult immediately. We also encourage our kids, if they find themselves in a situation where someone's putting a mean or inappropriate comment about another person on social media, to be an upstander and maybe, if they're confident enough, to say, I disagree, to discourage others from joining in, because we realize that bullying happens in the cyber world just as much as it happens in the real world. Some social media tips that you could share with your students to think before you post or text. Lots of times drama or conflict could be avoided if that one text wasn't sent or that one post was not made. Protect your privacy, the privacy of the student, and we ask them to respect the privacy of others. We want at CMS our students to spread heart and not hurt. We want them to make this a world that they want to live in and spread the good stuff. We also tell our students, if you ever receive an inappropriate message or picture, to please tell your parent immediately. Most of all, parents and students, we want you to enjoy your time at CMS. You will blink your eyes and will have gone from a 6th grader to probably a senior before you've even had a chance to realize that. And so we want middle school to be fun. We also want it to be an opportunity for students to get the skills, not only the academic skills, but the social and emotional skills that they need to be successful in high school. One last topic that I'd like to share with parents before we conclude, and we started this last year with our upcoming 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. This is something we've been doing for numerous years with our upcoming 9th graders, but we are having registration conferences where we give parents an opportunity to come in and have a face-to-face meeting with an advisor at the middle school to plan courses and select courses for the following school year. The dates are listed on the slide. If you want to go ahead and jot those dates down in your calendar, we'll be sending letters closer to the date that has a specific 15-minute appointment that your child will be scheduled for, that we would love for you to come in and be a part of the registration process. We try very hard to have all of our scheduling data input into the computer by spring so that we can use the end of the school year in the summer to make sure we build the best possible schedule to accommodate all of our students and their needs. But we want to take care of all of this in the spring to avoid any situations where we come back in the fall and students are saying, I don't think I want art now. I think I'd rather have chorus, or I know I signed up for band, but I don't want to be in it now. That causes a problem with our overall schedule, and we want to avoid that. So we're offering these opportunities for parents to come in and sit down face to face and talk about the classes that their students want to take so that we can, like I said, spend all summer, getting that done and making sure they're in the best possible schedule, and we can avoid changes when we come back. Again, we encourage you to reach out to the school if at any point you have a question or a concern. Your counselor contact information is listed on the slide. Middle school counselor is Heidi Allen. Email allenh@calhounschools.org, and the office number is listed there. And we look forward to having a great year with you. Thank you.